to thank you guys all for coming out. As you all know, we announced a 5-year deal for Coach Oats yesterday that'll keep him on the sidelines through the 2020-2021 season. Coach, would you like to open up with a statement?
First off, I did not dress up for any of you guys. I actually have a booster function I have to go to right after this, and that's the only reason I'm dressed up. Otherwise, I'd be in a sweatsuit for all of you. Sean, I can't even see some of you.
Start with that.
What sport do I coach? Yeah, we got.
Say your first and last name, pronounce them.
You guys are
spell them
nuts.
for us.
All right, listen. Like, seriously though, since we are here to talk about the contract, I want to thank Alan Green, President Tripathi, the administration here. I mean, they've all been great to work with. It's been over a year now since I got hired as a head coach. I think we've had a pretty productive first year here. I'm more than excited to be here. I think we've proved, me and my staff, we put together a pretty good staff. A couple of them have already moved on, but we're going to replace them with some really quality individuals. But, I mean, as a staff, I think we've done a pretty good job and kind of proved that we know what we're doing. And then they kind of extended my contract. We're more than happy to be here. I love Western New York. My family loves it here in Buffalo area. And so I'm glad that Alan and Satish thought the same way and decided to extend us for another 5 years. So we'll be happy to be here, and we're going to continue to build it. I think we've got it going in the right direction with back-to-back MAC championships, and we anticipate more of the same, and then hopefully we can build it even a little bit stronger than what we have here in the last couple of years.
Coach, going now to the NCAA Tournament and back-to-back seasons, what do you guys now need to do to take that next step and, win your first-round game?
Yeah, you know what? I think winning, an NCAA Tournament game is a big step. I also think winning the regular season in the MAC's a big step. Like we shared it 2 years ago. We didn't win it this past year. Akron won it. So I think, and then if you do win the regular season, you've got to usually have a little bit better seed. The 14 seed was not ideal, especially having to play Miami, who's one of the best. I mean, they were top 10 in the country most of the year. So, so if you could have a little bit better regular season, a little bit better non-conference too. We've got some heavy hitters. That schedule's not going to be released until we finish it, but we do have some big-time teams. The last couple of years we played Kentucky, Duke, Iowa State, VCU. We played some really good teams non-conference, Wisconsin. I think, we'll play some good ones again, but if we could have a little bit better non-conference record and then a little bit better job during the regular season in the MAC, we finished decent in the MAC the last few years, but if you could win that regular season, get a little bit better seed in the NCAA tournament, I think that's where you can really start to build the program moving forward.
How much easier is it to recruit kids when you're able to tell them, look, I'm going to be here through the 2021 season?
Yeah, I think that the contract extension, obviously it's big for me, personally and for my staff, a little bit of job security, but it's huge in recruiting, because people always ask you, well, how, especially last year, I was a high school coach 2 years before that. So now, I think we've proven that we know what we're doing at this level. And now, we've got a contract to 2021 and we're planning to be here. So any kid we're talking to now in the class 2017, I've got a contract through when they'll finish in college. So that is big. You can talk to parents about that. Kids don't want to go to a situation where they're going to have to, Jaron just went through 3 head coaches. Like, that's not ideal for a kid to do that. So, they'd like to have some continuity in the coaching staff, which I think this does that for us.
You kind of mentioned the coaching staff and how you've had a little bit of turnover. How close are you to getting guys on the bench with you now?
You know what? We're real close on Danielle's position. I don't know if we're going to Julius's position was kind of a 1-year deal where I don't know that me and Alan have talked about it. I'm not sure we're going to replace that position. We've never had it here before. I guess before we got here, they didn't even have a full-time director of ops spot. So then to add another full-time guy after that, we are definitely replacing Danielle, and that'll be a quality hire, and I think may not come out until June, but I've got a pretty good idea of what we're doing there, and then that other spot may not get filled at all. So that's still up in the air with Alan. It's a budget. Talk about, it's not like Julius was making a ton of money in that spot. It was kind of an entry-level thing, and Julius did great for us. Now he got himself a full-time gig out at Santa Clara, but Danielle's spot that'll be an important one. He was they were both really important to what we did, but Danielle splitting the scouts with Jim, and that's a big spot to fill for us.
Coach, you guys only graduated 2 seniors last year. How confident are you in the young talent that, they came up big last year, but then, now they're still here moving forward?
Yeah, I think the future is really bright, with only graduate. We played about 9 guys most of the year in the rotation. 7 of those 9 are back. We're adding Raheem back, who was a key part of, 2 years ago when we made the NCAA tournament. So we really got 8 guys that have a lot of experience playing in the NCAA tournament coming back. And I think some of our younger guys like CJ and Nick, CJ's scoring 36 in a game as a freshman, scoring 15 in the first half against Akron. Nick was our leading scorer in the NCAA tournament game, having 20 against Miami. Those 2 guys are, a really good freshman class. When you throw in, Ikenna, it's really a freshman. He was a redshirt freshman, started most of the year for us at center. I think our young guys are good. And then, Blake and Willie, I think, were a little bit better than what everybody thought maybe they were going to be coming in. And, they're going to be leaders for us. Willie's really established himself that way, and Blake's as good an all-around player as you'll see in the MAC, I think. I'm watching Draymond Green last night. Obviously, Blake is not Draymond, but at our level, he's brings a lot of the same stuff that Draymond brings at that level. So I think the future is bright for next year and moving forward for the following years. And our recruiting classes, and I haven't been here long enough to say it's the best, but it's pretty solid with the guys that we're bringing in. We've got 4 really good kids coming in that I think can all contribute in a significant way here.
Have you talked to the players about your contract extension?
No.
And what was the feedback you got?
I didn't try to call them about that. I tell them all the time. Like, I just saw Willie in the hall. He's coach big time because he knew I had this thing. I'm like, no, like the players are big time. I'm just along for the ride is my deal. And you know what? Honestly, like, players win games. I don't really try to make it about me. Yeah, obviously it's nice that, I have to keep a job and my staff needs to keep a job, but you can get some players that can play and get them to play hard and really buy into what you're doing. I figured that out in high school. I could have done the same thing I did at Romulus at some other school, and I wouldn't have won too many games. You got to get some players. So it's really, but it's about developing them too. And we're going to be in the gym a lot this summer, trying to get these guys better. I think some of those freshmen that came in, we did make them a lot better. We spend a lot of time on player development even during the season. So I didn't really talk to them about the contract extension. I don't try to talk too much of that stuff. We'll talk about getting them better, making them better, and winning some games and all that. And that's what I was talking about with Willie. I just out in the hall right before I came to this thing.
Coach, can you talk to the point of where you've seen this program go in the last 3 years, and then, specifically over the last year with you in charge?
Yeah, I think, we came in, Coach Hurley had a big vision when he came in. Me and him talked about it when he hired me. Danny White had a big vision for this program, and that's continued, with Alan Green. We came in and won that MAC East outright for the first time in school history. Our first year, we won the MAC, even though it was tied. Our second year, we went to the NCAA tournament for the first time in school history, and now we've gone to the NCAA tournament back to back. I think the program's building. It's gaining momentum. We are the biggest public university in the state of New York, which, I was a high school coach in Detroit for 11 years and had no idea how great of a place this was, and it's only a 4-hour trip. I made that trip, multiple times now recruiting Detroit. So, but it's not just Detroit. We're able to get into. Blake came from L.A. We bringing kids in from Dallas now. We're kind of getting a lot more of a national name for recruiting, which is big, and we've been able to capitalize on it. With our recruiting class coming in, we've got North Carolina, Chicago, Minneapolis, and and then kid from Rochester who's really good. So I do think the program's going in the right direction. Obviously, making the NCAA tournament is big. When we recruit guys, they remember you when, you played against Miami. You played Miami tough. You had a lead most of the first half. They saw us have a lead at half against Kentucky 2 years ago, a lead at the half against Wisconsin 2 years ago, and, playing at Duke, it was a 1-point game in the second half at Iowa State. I think those games and how we've played some of those teams on the road have helped just get this program up to where it's got a lot more of a national name now than maybe it did 3 years ago.
You got something big you're gonna buy with that new contract? You got anything boat? You
I
gonna
did.
buy a boat?
I bought a boat. So you got it. So
You gonna invite us out on it anymore?
yeah, you know, we should. It's a pontoon. We could fit all you guys on there. We could.
Did you really buy a boat?
I did. My wife grew up on a boat. I didn't grow up boating, but it's big out here. Danny White had a boat, so we had gone out on that. Danielle bought a boat when he got here. I didn't have Danielle's kind of money, so now I got a little bit of a raise. I can. We went out, and my wife, she grew up boating. She wanted it for the kids, you know. Obviously, with her going through what she's gone through for the last 6 months, it was. I actually signed. I think I signed it maybe that weekend, right before Mother's Day. So I told her it was her Mother's Day gift. So that's whatever. We'll all enjoy it, but I told her that was her Mother's Day gift, and we actually went on it for the first time. She got out of the hospital last Wednesday, and we went out Thursday. Her dad's in town from Colorado, and he always had a boat, and they taught me how to water ski. So I did. I bought a boat, so there you have it. That's my big expense. No new car though. Staying in the same house. We're good on all that. Just got a boat to go out on. We'll have a Buffalo Media Boating Day out. You know, when the water gets a little warmer, and we can throw Heather in.
We won't show up because we'll show up.
You're easier to get off. You know, I don't know if we can get Sean off the side.
Take on the little.
Maybe Mark can do the water skiing for us. Maybe.
Water skiing is tough. Water skiing is tough.
Not right now. It's a little chilly in there now. Give it a
I
get.
had a
When's
bad
it?
experience water skiing. It took me like 100 times to finally get up.
My father-in-law taught me. I don't know. He must have been good. I got up, but.
It was embarrassing.
You guys have any more questions for Coach?
Appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you.
Congrats.